I'm full.
Can you believe we're already on episode 24?
We're putting lots of shit in the can.
Yeah, just nailing them.
I'm full.
You're full?
Yep. We just had lunch at Valhalla Sandwiches on 87th and Greenwood.
82nd in Greenwood.
82nd and Greenwood. That's what I said. It's a wonderful sandwich shop. If you haven't been to Valhalla Sandwiches, go. I always get the El Duderino. Which has got chorizo and turkey. And oh my.
I get the super chicken deluxe. It's very good.
Before we start, there's a lot of things we have to do. First, we'll introduce our guest today, Carrie. Say hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Hi, Carrie.
Carrie talking to the mic.
Hi.
Thanks. It's better.
You're welcome. Sorry.
All right, we'll get into
It's my first time.
We'll get into what
First time
Carrie
call.
does and who Carrie is, but first we need to have an Underberg.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Carrie,
I've-
do you partake in Underberg?
Not if I can help it.
Well, she's going to do it now.
Oh.
Part of the podcast is
All
the
right.
4 seconds of silence.
When in Ballard.
That's right.
When
I'm a
in
team
Ballard.
player.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm full and that sandwich is kind of sitting right about here. Not so much over here.
Well, the El Duderino features like 3 kinds of meat, so
It's got the meat sweats.
he's probably got the meat sweats. I don't know. Who knows?
Waiting on Carrie.
Hey.
Well, she doesn't do these very often. She doesn't know, you know?
Right.
That's
it's
fair.
okay.
All right.
Cheers.
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 That's good radio. Good radio.
I'm going to start a thing where we throw the cap at the camera.
Do it. That was really awful.
It hit my head. My big ass
Really
head.
awful.
My big ass head got in the way.
Okay, so we've already opened beers. Carrie brought in some Paulaner Pilsner. We're drinking
Woo!
Paulaner Pilsner. So just so we have the little sound.
So
of
good.
beer,
Yeah,
so
you're
you
like,
guys
I need
can-
that after my Underberg. Carrie's like immediate.
Cheers, Carrie.
I'm just not an anise person.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
an anise person.
Not an honest person.
I thought you were an ass person.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so we opened our beers. We said hi to Carrie. We need a German word of the day.
Yeah.
We're just going to get right through this. We're going to chug right along. I thought of a great German word of the day. Carrie tried to influence me on a German word of the day, Katze, which means cat. Which I don't... It's nothing to do with the podcast. I don't like cats.
fun to say.
I don't like cats.
It's fun to say.
You asked her for a German word of the day, and maybe she doesn't know a ton of German words. That's okay.
So Carrie Dixon is a very strong woman.
Yes.
I don't think physically strong because she's about 3'8".
Wow.
4'11".
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
she's not 3 foot.
She, like Megan Tefano, who we had on earlier, is a strong woman in a male-dominant beer, or was a male-dominant beer industry.
Yeah.
You have to be really strong to be 4'7", selling
4'11", Chris.
4'8.5". So the German word of the day is for Carrie, and it's kraftig.
Kraftig.
Which means?
Means strong.
Oh, thank you.
Means powerful.
Carrie is powerful. She's crafty.
Sehr kraftig. So
Whenever there's a yodel, we drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
good to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wish you brought more beer because we're gonna get to this sucker in no time.
Okay, so this is the Stein Club podcast. We'll be tapping into all aspects of the bar business. We're going to talk about what goes into building and running a successful bar. And we're going to have some special guests to help describe those things.
Talk about relationships with special guests.
Yes. How long have you two known each other?
Long fucking time.
I've been with Paulaner USA for 11 years.
Okay.
Okay, Carrie
So-
is with Paulaner USA.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the introduction. I guess
After Chris chokes to death.
I'm okay.
That's okay. I'll just get high
All right,
too.
Carrie. So you are at Paulaner USA.
Yes.
Talk about that now. Let's talk about that. Go.
So I work for Paulaner USA. We sell Paulaner in Munich, from Munich, Germany. Paulaner in Hackershore. Paulaner's been brewed since 1634, and the Prost Group is one of my best customers and dear
Yeah.
friends. Really, my sales tactic, though, it's like the girl in Wedding Crashers. I will find you.
Don't you run, because I will find you.
I will find you.
And she does. She finds us a lot. She's located in Portland.
Yep.
And she made the drive this morning just to be here.
Yes.
How was the drive?
The roads were fine, but everyone was scared of snow and ice.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
You know, I don't like driving.
You don't?
No.
Chris doesn't drive anywhere. Well, that's not true.
Oh, is that why I drove you
I was going to say you drove Miss Daisy today.
I fly to Portland. I don't drive to Portland.
Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't kid you.
Since I've known you, you've never driven.
I've never driven.
Not once?
Well, before I had Prost, I drove to Eugene to see old Nancy, and Portland once in a while. But since the bars have been open, I've never driven.
You know what? Now that I think about it, for the last 11 years, anytime we've gone somewhere, I've driven you. I just never thought about it.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Really?
Yep.
He does have a car. He does drive, but today specifically, he had to move his car back to his house.
My rationale for flying to Portland is really smart, because parking in Portland is super expensive. And when I'm going to Portland for work, I'm drinking.
Fair.
I do not drink and drive.
Yep.
And I don't want to pay $70 for parking.
Yeah.
And on like the last day of the trip and I'm coming home, I probably had a big night with old Teddy and Dan.
Probably.
And
guaranteed.
You know how bad driving hungover is?
Oh.
Yeah. So
we both are like, oh, God.
So,
oh, boy, do we.
We've all been there.
Not only do I have a fear of Interstate 5, I can't stand 7 lanes of traffic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's too much going on.
He doesn't do
for me.
bridges.
Have you ever done the
tunnels.
train?
I've done the train.
Because you can work and there's internet.
Yeah, train's fine.
Yeah, train's okay, and there's alcohol.
But I go to the Alaska Airlines Lounge, get my little breakfast. I have a whole thing. It's fine.
You are a whole thing.
He is a whole thing. You're right.
So,
well, Carrie just took us to Valhalla, so thank you for lunch. I know we just talked about Valhalla, but
thank you for
thank
lunch,
you.
Carrie.
That was delicious.
We have some great things planned this year, so we're going to have lots of fun stuff.
Yeah, I know. Lots of Paulaner events.
So we can talk about that. But we're not. That's not what we're here for.
No.
Yeah.
We are here. There's a title to our episode, Bock Talk.
Bock Talk.
Bock Talk.
Bock Talk.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have to get into the mood here.
Is it Sunday again?
Because we're going to be talking about Stark beers and Bock beers.
Are you trying to make people fall asleep at the wheel while they're listening to us?
This is good. I like this.
I'm literally going to fall asleep.
The Bock beer was, invented by the monks.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some history. I want to hear Carrie's version of the history. But the monks are the ones that are responsible for Bock beer. So we will go back to our Gregorian chants later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this episode is coming out late March, so we'll have it'll be right in the middle of Lent.
Perfect timing.
Which is perfect timing.
Okay, so Carrie is a guest of ours, and I love when this happens. She requested to be on the podcast.
She did. Yeah.
Like, it makes me feel so important when somebody requests to be on it.
Yeah, I agree. We've had a couple.
Yes, we have.
You guys just look like you're having so much fun.
It is fun.
So that leads to my second question. Have you listened to the podcast?
Mm-hmm. Found you on Amazon Music.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're out there on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazon, yep.
She did not know that we're filming on YouTube also.
I didn't.
I like surprising people when they show up and we're like, you're on video too.
Well, I like to think I'm a face for radio.
So are we.
So make sure that you look us up on YouTube and hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, the subscribe. He's pointing at the word subscribe. Yeah.
Is our word subscribe even below our video?
Yeah.
I'm just pointing. I'm I'm a team player.
Whenever we do that, I put it on there. This big red sign. Subscribe.
Well, we were excited when you wanted to be on the podcast because we love doing this and we love having people who are excited about being
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we always like when our guests can get us more listeners, because we have the 10s of 12s, we call them, the 10s and 12s of listeners that we have.
That's all we have. You're one of 12.
We're shooting for the 12s of 14s.
Yeah.
So hopefully Carrie will promote this episode to all of her 203 followers on Instagram.
My superpower is networking.
Yeah.
203.
Yeah.
Well, you have 50 Paulaner employees, U.S. employees.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go. So they'll listen.
So I won't badmouth the brewery Paulaner. That's for sure.
Don't badmouth.
No, this beer is delicious.
There's nothing to badmouth.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking Bitburger,
It's weird.
which is really weird.
It's weird. I know it's 2:15 in the afternoon and you haven't had one Bitburger today.
First taste is free.
Well,
That's right.
does Paulaner ever sponsor podcasts?
I don't know.
We'll have to find, because I've been trying to get Bitburger to sponsor us for almost a year now.
And they won't.
We got a fridge.
We did get a fridge. A Bitburger
Thanks,
fridge.
Megan. Thank you, Megan. But we are like Gam on Beer Fest. We are schlut for money
Schlut.
Okay.
because these
We are.
microphones aren't cheap.
Yeah.
They're very pretty. This whole setup is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We should open up a
What we're going to talk about?
because
Yeah,
I want to dig
I'm
right
gonna
into
I'm gonna
talking
move over
about it.
here and do that. See if I can keep my headphones on. Probably not.
Well, Ashley's getting the Bock beer brewed by monks in their little robes. With the proper glass, notice the proper Paulaner Salvatore glass.
Yes.
It's a 0.3. This beer packs a punch.
It really does.
What is the ABV on this beer we're going to drink?
7.9%.
Oh, my God.
And it's the scary 7.9%.
Because it doesn't taste like 7.9.
Exactly. It goes down way too easy. That's why the chalices are great, just for breathability. And with a beer that big, you don't need a boot.
I don't drink Bock beer.
I know you don't. I feel very special.
A couple episodes ago, you said you were going to.
Well, I'm going to right now.
It's the season.
See?
This is like one of the strongest ones, too, that we carry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently on draft at Prost right now.
And Beer Stoop.
And Bierstube.
It won't be when this comes out, probably.
Oh, well, it might. But you
It might
never
be.
know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. We've got a lot of...
But you can find other wonderful Paulaner and Hacker Shore beers on all the time at your fine establishments.
Yes.
If you're into an Oktoberfest, a Meritzen, we always have it on at Finney Ridge. And soon to be the Helles Lager, too.
Yes. Excited.
Look at that. Carrie comes to town, and she just gets all this business. All right, I want to try this beer because we're going to talk about it. I want to know, okay, so you, of course, you've been working with this brewery for 11 years. You know about this. You know about where this beer came from. So go ahead, Carrie. Take it away. I want you to educate us on...
Hold on, let's Prost first. What's the word?
No.
Kraftig.
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 This beer is sehr kraftig. Oh, God. Here we go.
And if you smell it too, you definitely get the malt and the sweetness on the nose.
It actually smells stronger than it's going to be.
Yes.
It's got this like really...
Oh, boy.
And, you know...
Well, I'm glad we're not doing this at 10:38 in the morning.
Yeah, we have done some of these at like 9:30 or 10 in the morning.
Fucks up my whole day.
Yeah.
Right?
Really,
You need another dudinator.
Yeah.
I do
exactly.
need to do.
Soak up Bock.
Yeah.
Let's talk Bock.
All right.
Bock talk.
So this is Salvator doppelbock from Paulaner. It's 7.9%. And this was made by our friends the monks and Brother Barnabas. And they made it during Lent. And they called it...
Is this Brother Barnabas on the glass?
Brother Barnabas is in our logo.
Oh.
So the head is Brother Barnabas.
Oh, he's right there. Hi,
Yes.
brother. What's up, brother?
Hey, I didn't know that.
Okay.
The things you learn.
Okay,
Right?
okay, go. I want to learn more.
So the monks fasted during Lent. And so what they did is they created a double grain lager recipe. They doubled the grain
Yep,
and they called
doppel.
it liquid bread.
Yep.
Oh,
And it's associated with spring and Lent and new
Yep.
beginnings. Because do you know what Bock means?
Bock means
goat.
goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe I didn't know that off the top of my head.
Yeah.
double goat.
Double goat. Tastes like double goat shit, actually.
Goat's piss, ram's piss.
Ram's piss.
So
no, this is very good
No, it
beer.
doesn't
but this
taste
is
like goat's
not
piss.
the
Yeah.
style of beer I drink.
No.
Well,
But I'm gonna get through this fucker.
Well, it's a double grain lager, so it's light bodied because it's a lager for yeast at lager
Right.
temperatures like most German beers.
Yeah.
But it definitely compared to other double bocks too, it's definitely more ruby colored.
Yeah.
And lighter.
It is. A
'Cause
lot
there's
of
some out there that
doppelbocks
are
are like black.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a couple that are this color that I've seen.
So when I do beer dinners, I pair this with dessert.
Oh, yeah.
I do like bread pudding
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Just
it's got
triple
this-
bread.
Right.
Just bread it all up.
no carb left behind.
Double goat, double bread.
Oh,
So they called it liquid bread.
Yeah.
But the story, do you know the story?
well,
He did a little bit of research today and yesterday.
tell me your story.
So the monks had to get permission from the Pope to drink this beer.
Oh, okay.
So they loaded up their barrels, their casks, and their horses, and they rode from Munich to Rome for an audience with the Pope.
Okay.
Whoa.
Now, this was the 1600s, no refrigeration, and they're bouncing on their horses.
Yeah.
And the sun's beating down
Yeah,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
baseball
Oh,
hat.
great.
So
Real
by,
good.
By the time they get there, the beer isn't so hot, right?
Yeah.
So they hand them the Pope
Looking
beer.
for a girl. I ran into a guy. His name was
His
MCA.
MCA.
I said howdy.
He said hi.
I got you. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And so the monk tastes it, and it's like, ugh, if you want to drink this, go ahead, and never knew how good it really was.
The Pope.
Oh, the Pope did. Yeah,
not the
sorry.
monk,
Yeah,
the Pope,
Yeah,
sorry.
I put it together. Wow. Okay, so they were like, yeah, if you want to drink this
Yeah.
garbage, go for it.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's how it got approved is the Germans actually made a beer that went bad in travel.
Yes.
I don't think that's so I think that's pretty funny. I don't know. I mean, yeah, cuz like the story we always tell people is like they made it extra strong so that they could still fast
Right.
throughout Lent, but that's the thing is like there's double malt, but it's really high in alcohol. So if this is all you're consuming, one glass of this without any food.
I can just picture the little guys running around the old monastery in their little robes, you know.
Oh my God!
The little robes, getting all their little funny haircuts and their little sandals.
It's really funny how things have changed
getting fucked up.
Well, this is why it's so dangerous.
Sounds fucking kinky as fucking
because it doesn't
hell.
taste it. Right. I will admit, of all of the doppelbocks, this one is like the nose, yes, but like when you're drinking it, it's like the smoothest, most sessionable of all of them. It tastes the most sessionable, even though it's not.
I agree.
I have a side note story because I saw it on Instagram last night. There's this guy that does these terrible retro recipes from like the 50s or the 40s, and they're like gross. They're like somebody takes Jell-O and mixes it with salmon and then bakes it. It's like disgusting, but they're in these cookbooks from like our grandparents and great-grandparents would have made these. And he posted one the other day of the Vogue diet in like the 60s.
Not familiar.
So Vogue magazine
Got it.
came out with a diet in like the 50s or the 60s. And the diet was for breakfast, a glass of Chablis, a black coffee, and 1 hard-boiled egg.
Sounds good.
Can't eat anything till lunch. Then at lunch, another black coffee, 2 glasses of Chablis, and 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Oof. That's a lot of eggs.
Dinner is the rest of the bottle of wine, which I think a glass back then would have been like 4 or 5 ounces. So so you're drinking the entire bottle.
Right.
A 6-ounce steak with just lemon and salt on it, cooked. So no salt, lemon and pepper, no salt, and another cup of coffee.
Tell me no more egg.
The guy did it for 3 days, and they claim you lose 5 pounds. He lost 8 pounds, but he was just like drunk the whole time.
Well,
he slept the whole time.
Sounds like the diet that I am all for.
So when we're talking about the monks drinking the strong beer, that's what I think of is this guy trying to do the Vogue diet.
They drank beer and napped.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they had kinky monk sex.
Oh, with each other?
Not monkey sex. It's totally different.
That's a different thing?
I didn't know it was this kind of podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the explicit button tapped, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, we have had to bleep things out before.
Monk sex.
Yeah. Monk sex.
Sehr kraftig.
Mm.
Strong monks. Where's my yodel?
Sorry, I picked up my Pilsner for this
and
one.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
And all double box end in Tor.
Yep. So, Paulaner Salvatore.
Why?
I don't know. Is there a story to that? Do you know?
No.
I'm sure there's a story.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Well, Tor means goal, like in soccer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember our soccer.
Tor, noch ein Tor.
We did that soccer episode.
And Carrie's wearing the Paulaner Bayern München soccer kit.
Yes. Yeah.
With my new Prost hoodie that's super soft.
Still for sale.
Still for sale.
Please.
At all 3
price.
pubs.
Please come and buy them. Not all merchandise really just works.
We actually sold quite a few of the ones
This is
at my
really
bar.
nice. It's really soft.
Pretty much the nicest ones ever made.
Well, there's Paulaner Salvatore, Eyinger Celebrator, Spaten Optimator. Mm-hmm. They all have Tors.
And those 2 are very black in color.
Yeah,
They're
very
darker.
black. A lot more similar to
And
each
not
other
as
for sure.
malty bready.
How about Einbecker?
Winterbach. They're Winterbach.
No Tor.
Einbecker's not from Bavaria, though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It is? Okay. You know, I've only worked here 10 years. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
Supposedly, Bock beer was originated by the German brewer of Einbeck in the 14th century.
So Bock, but not Doppelbock. Because Doppelbock is
Sure. Okay,
Paulaner.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, and my Bock as well.
Yeah, there's tons of different Bocks. Yeah.
And that one's lighter.
That's just single goat.
That's just single goat, one goat.
One goat.
Uno goat. One May goat. Goat of May.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
the Lent thing, there were some questions about if that's true or not. I did some research.
I asked him where you're reading it from because Chris
it's a
Google
cute
searches
story.
stuff and then
the monks, fasting, they have to fast.
Yeah.
Turns out the monks actually ate when they fasted. Do you know that?
I did not.
They did.
when did they ate during the day?
They had one meal a day.
Hard-boiled eggs.
And a black coffee.
Their foods were allowed to eat one time a day and restricted to bread, smoked fish, herbs, and oil.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like my kind of diet.
So, and the beer is okay. They can have beer all they want.
All they wanted.
So they had like 4 or 5 liters of beer a day.
Right.
Kinky monk sex.
with the smoked fish.
All fucked up. Can you
all that
imagine?
smoked
If I
fish.
drank 4 liters of this,
That would not be a good night.
Some smoked mackerel and some doppelbock.
Trout.
Yum, yum. Yeah.
okay.
Oh my god.
So it's okay. I like it. I mean, it's, for the beer it is, it's good.
No, it's good.
Do you guys sell a lot of this beer, Carrie? Is this a popular brand for you?
We do it. Well, it's year round. It is available in the States year round because
Yeah.
it's something different, and it's a good beer. And
In America, a lot of people think beers are seasonal. Like, of course, you know, if you drink craft beer, for instance, you might think like, okay, breweries make IPAs year round, they make pale ales, but then they make a winter beer or they make a summer or whatever. In Germany, there's not a lot of seasonal things. And this is a good example. People think this is a winter beer, but it's actually a year round beer.
right. And we do a Stark Beer Fest at the brewery in Munich.
Yep.
And it's at the end of so it's right before Lent starts.
Yep.
And it's a big party at the brewery. Not quite the shit show of Oktoberfest.
So that's coming up.
It is.
And you're hosting some of my employees.
Yes.
Nice. Do you get to go too?
I don't think I'm going this year. I went last year. I'm so sad. I went last year and it was a blast.
Do you get fucked up? 7.9%.
Well, I drank a lot of Paulaner Munich lager.
The lager.
Yes.
Yeah, the original lager.
Yeah,
Great beer.
I can't drink this all night long.
No, I'm glad you only brought 2 bottles that we could split 3 ways.
Well,
I'm sure Chris is happy about that too.
And I told you, like, our beers go so great with food. I mean, and I do this with bread pudding. When I do desserts or beer dinners. I mean,
yeah. Another beer that you rep that I love that goes really good with food, that when we have it on, I always suggest people get it if they're eating, is the Hockershore Munich Dark.
That's
dark
such
lager.
a great beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hocker Shore is a great Weiss beer. I can drink that for breakfast all day long.
Their Weiss beer, your Weiss beer is really
when
good.
we're watching the foosball thing, they kick the soccer ball around and stuff. And
Chris isn't a fan of soccer, if you can't tell.
Well, I'm a fan of, because when you have to open at 5, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning.
You're a fan of morning beer.
Morning beer.
Yeah.
And that's my Hocker Shore Weiss beer.
Yeah.
Always.
And you have learned over time that soccer fans drink. So
I'm all for it.
yeah, Chris likes money. So
Carrie said that the Bayern Munich team is going to be coming into the States and doing some expedition match.
yeah, we've got all sorts of things leading up to the World Cup here.
it's going to be a really great.
It's going to be nuts.
Tell us Paulaner's involvement in the foosball.
So Paulaner sponsors the Bayern Munich team. So at
The big team, the big boy.
team.
Those are the
big
guys.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you want
Thomas Mueller.
if you want to see a good time, go watch them win a game and then pour a Hefeweizen all over their bodies.
the 3 liters.
Yeah, the 3 liter. You know those 3 liters that we have.
Into that.
I know. I was like,
Big
Chris, you've
time.
never seen this?
And those soccer players, they're fucking cut up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cut up.
Well, and they play, like you were telling us earlier, they're all like at the top of their game. Bayern Munich is a great team. So these are like incredible players from all over the world.
And they'll go home to their home
Correct.
countries and play in the world.
Yep. So we'll see them in the World Cup. But
Have
on
they
their
been a
respective
long-time
teams.
sponsor of this club?
Since I've been with
Since
Paulaner.
well before I've been for the company too. Yeah. Yeah, forever.
We met some players in 2015. We were in Portland. The team was there playing an exhibition. And Carrie brought some of the players to the bar.
Yes, Pizarro from Peru.
Pizarro.
It's just fun to say.
It is kind of fun to say Pizarro.
Yeah, that was, I think, actually 2014.
Oof.
Right? Time flies.
Yeah, that was 2014 because that's when Germany won.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because it was before I worked for the company. I started in 14, but it was in November.
So we started brainstorming today at lunch, and we're going to do some viewing parties for the soccers. Mm-hmm. And Paulaner's going to be giving away a bunch of cool shit, like soccer balls and jerseys and all that fun stuff.
Maybe all sorts of things. We're going to have a bunch of stuff on tap.
So get ready.
All these delicious beers we're talking about.
Well, and you've got the you've got the FIFA Club World Cup this June, which is a new thing.
Yep.
And it'll be the club teams and a lot of U.S. games and South American games. So it'll be better times than when it's in Europe.
Yep.
So not the World Cup.
Correct.
That's 2026.
That's next year. Same time of year.
We got a lot of that football coming up.
I know. It's a lot of it leading up to it. So I don't know. It's good. It's good to put some pressure on some of these cities that are going to feel a lot of the world from the World Cup, I think.
If anybody from ESPN is watching.
Shameless plug.
It'd be a great place to do a live broadcast during the World Cup.
Oh, yeah. Our bar is packed.
Yeah.
Carrie, have you ever been to our bar for one of the soccer, like World Cup or Euro Cup?
Not for the soccer.
Did you ever go to, Prost Portland?
Jeez. You okay?
Yeah, right there.
My God.
Yes, I've been to Prost Portland.
Okay. So you've seen how busy they get.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Same thing for our bar. Our bar is tiny and packed to the brim. It's filling out into the street. It's fun.
It's good times.
It's good times.
Okay, so that's in May and then in June. So we got May soccer, June soccer, and then next year, the big doll.
The big
It's
one.
going to be bananas.
And they're playing in Seattle too, which is awesome. That's why ESPN probably should do a live broadcast from our bar.
They probably should.
And they will. You know, they show like
especially
bars
if Germany,
in Philadelphia.
if the German team plays in Seattle, which they haven't announced who's going to play where yet.
That's going to huge.
If Germany plays, they definitely should come to our bar. But I don't know if they haven't said which groups are going to play where yet, or even who's in what group.
We got distracted by the foosball.
Yeah.
This guy, I read, I haven't read his book yet. It's called A Brief History of Lagers by Mark Dredge. Ooh. He said that the beer is not for fast, it was for feast.
Oh.
So in 1651, about the time you're talking about, your Paulaner guy, the Paulaner Friars, they celebrated Feast Day. You know that? Feast
Day. What day was feast? What was the was it a certain day? Or
April 2nd.
Okay.
So that
That year was
coincides
April
maybe
2nd,
with your Salvatore Fest.
Right.
Feast Day. It was not for fast, it was for feast.
Well, Easter. Was it Easter then?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that might have been on a...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have the skill
to know
Google what day
only
of the
knows
week.
so much.
And Easter moves around. I don't fucking understand that.
Yeah.
Christmas is on the 25th. Halloween's on the 31st. Why in the fuck does Easter move around so much?
And it varies. March 27th. This year it's April 20th.
Isn't it when the guy rose again? The dead guy rose?
So my son's...
So does he rise multiple times during the year? Why isn't it one day when he rose? He has risen.
He rose once ever. And yes.
Sometimes it's March, sometimes it's in April.
It's 40 days after...
40 days and 40 nights.
Yep. Yeah.
After.
I don't know. I was raised Catholic, but that was 20 years ago. I was confirmed in everything. Fuck. I'm a terrible Catholic.
Doesn't raise any,
I don't know anything about German beer. I don't know anything about catechism. It's okay. I'm just a failure. Okay, we got to change the video.
We need to get Pastor Paul on.
We should get Pastor Paul on.
He's
a regular at Chris's other place.
Pastor.
Ridge.
He's a pastor.
Ridge Pizza.
He can drink. All right. We changed the video. We're going to do a little interlude. Carrie and I are going to sit back and sip our Paulaner Salvatore beers. Doppelbock, 2 goats, 1 cup.
I don't think that's the video you're thinking of.
That's a new URL idea right there. 2goats1cup.com. Never know you're going to get on that one.
I don't think anybody should go to that website.
Ever.
Gross. Let's change the subject.
All right, we've restarted the camera. Hi again back there in YouTube land. We're back. I know you missed us. We're going to transition now, okay? Is it okay? Bock talk,
It was great.
we talked about
We
Bock
learned
talk.
something.
We learned something.
And we drank a good Bock.
And we did not tie up loose ends because we don't know the answers to all the questions we asked each other. But that's okay.
What questions?
Is it always on April 2nd, that feast day?
Well,
when
the producer in the back needs to get on their game and look up some facts for us real fast.
It's not me, it's Cher.
Yeah. Funny. Thanks for leaving us high and dry back there in the box. Thank you, Cher. Appreciate it.
That's our producer. Her name's Cher.
Yeah, she does a really strange sense of
terrible.
humor.
Carrie thinks we're crazy.
So we're halfway through, Carrie. What do you think about the podcast?
I love it.
Are you regretting your decision yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Let's get through this first and then make a decision.
Okay, this is now, we're going to transition a little bit because I want to know some information. I know these guys want to know, when you started in the beer industry, you were how old? How many years? Okay, let's don't say that. How many years ago? 11 years with Paulaner, but before that, you were doing other things in the beer industry.
I was 23.
Okay. What was your first job?
My first job in the alcohol industry, I was a Jaeger girl.
Yes. Wait, did you know that? Is that why you asked?
No, but now I'm super intrigued.
Ooh.
Are there any visual evidences of this job as a Jaeger girl? Can we put it on our social media?
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I put myself through grad school, my nanning, and bar promotions.
Yeah. I know a couple of people that have done stuff like that. I had a friend that used to do it for cigarettes back in the day. Bar promotions for cigarettes.
Do what for cigarettes?
Bar promote. Okay.
No, that back in the day, the cigarette.
Mike Baker will do some weird shit for cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, so would you probably.
When I smoked.
Funny cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. I don't smoke anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I actually, when I finished grad school, I was actually going to I was teaching at Portland State. I was going to go get my PhD and be a professor. But I decided...
If you don't get closer to the mic, I swear to God.
I decided I needed more real world experience because I was
We just talked about real world experience in the last podcast. We did.
I was 24. I'd gone straight through. I looked 12. I was still this height. And
you still look 12, Carrie.
Thanks.
You do.
One of my son's little friends asked if I was his grandma or his mother recently.
Oh,
what?
God.
Yeah.
Teach that kid some manners.
Boys, 9-10-year-old boys, they are the fucking worst.
They really are.
But when you are that age,
It's going to get so
don't know,
awkward.
yeah.
So your boy's 8.
No filter.
8.5.
It's going to get so awkward so fast. Do you do the laundry in the house?
Yes. My husband mixes up.
Watch out for the tube socks. Just gonna put that out there right now. What?
I was laughing.
I was an 8-year-old,
have an
10-year-old
opinion.
boy.
They had names.
The tube socks? Drew little faces on.
Yeah.
So back to me.
Yeah, back to Jaeger girl.
So
Back to me.
I actually did a promotion traveling, and I followed the Godsmack Deftones tour.
What?
In 2001.
I'm so glad you asked her questions about her past. This is incredible.
And the sponsor was, I'm really dating myself here, 1-800-COLLECT. And I drove a orange van with Mr. T on the side. Jibba jabba and save around the U.S.
No way.
Wow.
Story.
Okay.
And I mean, but I've been to 48 states. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
That's a
24 years
cool-
old. You're
yeah.
still in the country on someone else's dime.
That's pretty cool.
And I went to a concert every night.
Yeah.
And we did sponsor relations. So
That's
So
incredible.
kind of a groupie.
a little bit, but
But
more
paid.
marketing, a paid groupie, and
Paid to travel.
Use that Jaeger girl experience.
I
Yeah.
refuse to hand out ass passes.
What?
What's an ass
The
pass?
security would give out passes to attractive girls.
Yeah, to get them backstage.
Yeah, and I
yeah.
refuse.
Piece of ass.
Yeah.
Got it. Ass pass.
You're
Ass
sharp.
passes.
Okay, so when did you start selling beer?
So after that gig in 2002, I got a job for Guinness Bass Import Company
Got it.
Oh, okay.
doing sales.
Great. Love Guinness.
And then from there, that was kind of a part-time gig. And then when that was up, temporary, I went to work for Columbia Distributing.
Okay.
Okay, now Columbia Distributing is known to be a good old boy network. Big league.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first got introduced in 2002 to Columbia, these guys are like, no joke. It's like good old boy network. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Oh, sure.
This industry is
Well,
so
this
about-
industry's that way, yeah.
Networking.
So my question to you is, as a 24, 25, 26-year-old lady selling beer with these good old boys, how the fuck was that? And how did you navigate that? It's a serious question.
No, it's. I navigated it. I ignored things that I wouldn't ignore now because
Yeah.
I needed a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And when you're 24 years old,
Yeah.
24-year-olds today are different. But I'm a Gen
Yeah,
Xer.
yeah.
I respected my elders. I was just, you ignore things. You laugh at things I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Be a part of the good old boy network.
Exactly.
I did too. As a 26-year-old boy, 28-year-old boy, trying to impress these good old boys, I had to agree to some things that I wasn't too happy about.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to get in.
The industry's changed
Get in
a
where
lot.
you fit in, and the industry has changed a lot.
Yeah. We've talked about this a couple
Thanks
times.
to people like Carrie
Yeah.
and Megan, who have been crafting women in the
some of
beer
the first.
industry.
Ooh.
That's right. Cheers to you guys and those crafting women.
So when I was working at Columbia, back then, companies had a lot of money for like promotions. That was a big thing then.
Yeah.
Events. So I was buying my first house at the time. So
Yeah.
I had a liquor license. So I would, and people were busy. So I'd go to the stores and do the tastings and promos and
Yep.
samplings. I had a side hustle. And then from there, I ended up starting my own promo company, and I had a promotions company for 5 years.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I was Mama San, and I did the
Love it.
so I did promos and events.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
Yeah, I did that for 5 years. But it's not always glorious being a business owner.
Yeah.
And
Oh boy.
Nope, not really.
so I got out of that in 2009, and then I went to work for a small craft brewery in Oregon that's no longer around. But I was an SOB, Southern Oregon Brewing. And that was, I'd built my own business, so doing something from the ground up. But again, not always glamorous.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
your sales, your marketing, your
Yeah.
HR. And
Yeah. Yeah. It can be tough.
Joke of the day.
Oh no, he's got a joke.
Okay, my joke of the day today is a pirate walks into a bar, and he's got a steering wheel growing out of his crotch. And he comes to the bar, and the bartender's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, your strongest ale." And he's like, "Yeah, okay. But I gotta ask, do you know you have a steering wheel growing out of your crotch? Arg, I know, it's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts.
I like that we both didn't laugh. That was perfect.
Anyway.
What's it like to have nobody laugh at your joke?
Well, I'm very used to it. So,
I just didn't laugh because I knew that joke. You've told me that one before.
well, I didn't have one prepared, so I had to go to an old one.
That's okay. It's funny. It's good.
It's
good
new,
for you.
It's new to you.
Right?
Okay, so
Tens of 12s of listeners out there.
you worked for Guinness, big company.
Yes. That was back in the day, Guinness Bass Import Company. Remember Bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yuck.
You know what I did for them?
Yuck. Please tell us.
I cut my teeth in sales on Captain Morgan Gold.
oh,
It was a alternative.
oh,
It was a ready-to-drink, supposed to be like a rum drink. It was one of the first.
I was just gonna say those existed back then.
Yeah, like around Smirnoff Ice time. We're talking back in the day.
I remember those. I mean, I remember Smirnoff Ice, but I kind of remember these ones too, actually.
Captain Morgan Gold. If I could sell that, I can sell anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You start from the bottom. Makes sense.
Well, now all that's coming back. There's fucking cocktails.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Zima.
It is like that. They still make that.
That comes out every few years. It's one of those nostalgic things.
Yeah.
My sister used to put Jolly Ranchers in hers.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Sounds like would it explode?
No, it would just make it, add a little color.
Add a little color.
Like a seltzer.
Right. Right.
Essentially, it's a seltzer.
Yeah.
It's ahead of her
My sister was a
ahead of
pioneer.
her time.
Yes. So you worked for this craft brewery, and then you went to Paulaner USA. Is that the next move?
No, I went to
Man, you're a schlut for money too. You and Gam, huh? Just moving around. Fucking hell.
follow the money.
Gam's a whore.
This industry is that way, though.
You got to be nice to
Yeah.
somebody. You never know who you're going to end up working for.
You never know. You never know.
Or with.
Right? So I went after there. I went to North American Breweries, which is, do you guys remember Portland Brewing Company?
I
McTarnahan's?
do.
Sure, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Pyramid.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
So I sold an Imperial, a Magic Hat,
Okay. Yeah.
Seagram's.
Yeah. Yep.
So and I loved McTarnahan's. I mean, good old Portland beer.
Yeah.
And
Did Pyramid make that the peach?
apricot.
Apricot.
They also made the berry Weizen, which we talked about in the second episode.
So when I was in college at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, go Mustangs, Harvard of the West. There was a Irish bar. We'd go out and stand in line in the morning before St. Patrick's Day, and we'd get the couch out and we'd sit out there at like 3 a.m. when they close the night before, and then wait till they open at 6 a.m.
Oh no.
We did this every year. It
Oh,
was a
no.
huge party. Everyone got fucking wasted.
Yeah.
And we were drinking the apricot ale
Yeah.
because that's what you drink when you're in college. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I put my bottle on the ground next to the couch, and I'm walking around, and I come back and I grab it, and
I already know.
Matt McCloskey had pissed in it.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's gonna
Dumped it out, filled it full of piss, and I fucking grabbed it and fucking chugged it.
No, you didn't.
Swear to God, I drank Matt McCloskey's piss.
What's a Matt McCloskey?
He was a really bad man.
He was a friend of
He was
yours?
a roommate at the Higuera house.
Have you you've talked about Matt before? Because I remember being like, "What if he listens?" And you're like, "Fuck that guy."
He's probably dead.
That's what he said last time I asked him about Matt.
So anyway, so that's my relationship with Pyramid.
So you
So after
associate.
Pyramid,
Can never touch that stuff
I
ever
was
again.
gonna say.
Which is probably good
I don't
because
think they make it anymore.
men
think
should
so.
not be drinking, or anybody should be drinking apricot ales.
Well, Pyramid, that was one of the first women brewmasters, when they were
Yeah.
Hart Brewing in Kelowna.
Yeah.
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 I mean, she paved the way.
Yeah.
All right, when did you go work for the mothership?
2014.
2014.
And I've been there for 11 glorious years.
And what's it like selling the best beer in the world, German beer?
It's funny because working in the Pac Northwest, everyone says, how do you compete against the IPA?
They've been asking me that for a decade.
Yep. 2 decades.
2 decades.
Listen, I'm selling consistency. I'm selling. We have a joke, my boss and I. Doesn't matter what you like of mine. I don't make a liquid that sucks.
Yeah.
We don't make a liquid that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Doppelbock may not be your cup of beer, but it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got quality, you've got a great story, the history, the consistency, and people are going back to lagers and pilsners.
Yeah.
They don't want the triple hop, piney, cardamom,
You're welcome.
That's especially true in Portland. I have a couple friends that live down there, and like the lager scene down there is like going nuts.
Imports are up right now,
Yeah.
and back in the day, if you think about it, imports were so much more expensive than craft. they're within a couple dollars now, if not line priced.
Yeah. Some of them aren't as bad. Some of them are still pretty pricey, but you're right. There's definitely options from a lot of the countries.
Because so Germany. The import beers were always way more expensive, and now we're seeing those still being expensive, but the craft beer is creeping up because they can.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the product, I mean, the amount of hops they're shoving in those things, hops aren't cheap. So
with the cost of an import beer, what goes into, this is something I wanted to ask before, and with Megan, we forgot to.
Yeah.
Logistic wise, how do we get the beer from the motherland to little Seattle? How
do you know the exact how many hands it touches, like kind of thing? Like, are you pulling on the
No, it's her. She's fiddling with her feet.
Oh, sorry. It's when your little feet
They're
dangle.
just dangling.
I mean, they're kind of lost out there. What am I going to do? Sorry.
I was like, oh my God, your mic is going to fall onto the ground.
Dangling. They're dangling. They are. Yeah. Okay. Well, the bar rail is at the perfect height. Okay.
Not for Carrie.
For normal people.
I'm on a phone book. Does anyone remember what a phone book is?
I do.
How tall is a standard bar?
Ooh, 48 inches?
42 inches.
Close.
If you listen to every podcast we talk about it.
We've talked about it twice. Calm down.
18 times.
Don't listen to him. We've talked about it
Twice.
There was just something on social media. It was like
that he posted that.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
The diagram.
See, she follows us on Instagram.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
if you
go ahead.
The brewery puts beer in a keg, and then they don't just like fly it in a plane to Prost.
Our beer gets steam shipped over
to
the United States, and we have 3 ports. We have Baltimore, which is where most of our beer east of the Mississippi goes.
Yeah.
Oakland, which west of the Mississippi. And during COVID, we opened one in Houston.
Oh, okay.
That made a difference too. So
I hear the port down there's huge.
It is. So we have the 3 ports, and then from there we have warehouses, and that's nice that we have our own direct warehouses.
Yep.
And then they get trucked. So for you, it gets trucked up to our distributors, yay 3-tier system.
Yeah.
Columbia Distributing.
Yeah.
And then your sales rep orders it. And
then it comes us.
But it all comes over, steam
shipped. And then the exact same thing for those empty keg shells, do the exact backwards.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? I told Chris, it still blows my mind that these like keg shells that we pay to send back empty, like it makes sense, but it also doesn't.
Right.
Well, how do you feel about the disposable kegs?
I don't love those. I mean, I will say technology-wise, so there's these disposable kegs that come from all over the world, some from German breweries that we've carried, and some are the technology has gotten way better. They used to leak like crazy. You'd get them and they'd be uncarbonated. You couldn't even tap them. They were a nightmare. The technology is simple. It's similar to like, a box of wine. It's like a bag in a box, right? That you pull from. So it's the same kind of concept for the most part, but carbonated. But I'm sure our local recycling companies get them because we break them down and we don't have to send them back and we don't pay a keg deposit on them. But I'm sure our local recycling companies are like, no, straight to the trash. Because those recycling companies, they
don't do shit.
They throw everything away.
Yep. Okay, so how long on this steamship do our beers travel?
That's a great question, Chris. I know our beers have
16 weeks.
They have a year shelf life. Is that a fact?
It's a fact.
Okay, because I was just...
Is how long they take?
Yeah.
Okay.
16 weeks, 14 to 16 weeks to get across. So we can't just pick up the phone and say we need 3 more kegs of Salvatore.
No.
Because it takes 16 weeks to get here.
So the distributor
That's just to get across the fucking water, and then it got to go through all the stuff.
Yeah, and for instance, our kegs come from Oakland, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's usually 2 weeks out or so, depending?
It depends. Well, there's all these steps, right? You got to get it off the ship. You got to get it checked in.
Correct.
You've got the, FDA
Customs
and ATF and all the things.
Yep.
And weird stuff can happen if stuff just gets held up. But once it's ready to go, it can often get released pretty quickly. It just depends weather-wise, getting a trek up here and Columbia's dock time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into getting this beer.
Yes.
So when you're drinking the beer and enjoying the beer and paying a premium, sometimes
worth every penny.
Understand that it takes a lot of people to get this beer to where you're having it. And Carrie, you knew this, that the beer is held below the water line.
What? Yes.
Well, you didn't know how long it took.
I knew it took weeks.
These fucking Germans, they put the beer below the water line because it needs to stay semi-refrigerated.
Yeah.
They do flash pasteurize most of the beer that comes across so it can endure the travel.
And all of our beer is vegan. and it's kosher. It's blessed by a rabbi.
Oh, that's cool.
Monk sex.
Monk sex. It's going to say that here.
Where's my fucking chance? I'm off on my game here.
You really are.
A monk and a rabbi and a pirate walk into a bar.
Is that a real joke? Go.
No.
I hope it was.
Okay. So you've been working with my group for a long time, 11 years.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you have a favorite of the bars? You've been to almost all of them. Let's don't lie.
I'll put her on the spot.
I've been to all of them. I miss Feierabend.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I think that Prost Finney has the best obatza.
That's right. What's up, Ashley?
There you go.
Yeah, nice plug. What's a batza, Ashley?
It's a Bavarian cheese. Really, it's a spread, but we kind of serve it more as a dip for our pretzels. And I told Carrie this earlier. Thank you. Mine's really untraditional.
It's very good.
So for the Germans that come in, please don't tell me it's wrong, because I know.
It's creamy.
It's very good.
They're always right. They're always right. Okay, so you think you didn't answer the question. You missed
love
fire.
them.
He wants you to say that you like him more than Dan. That's
I
what
love
he's
them all
fishing
the
for.
same. All my children.
Oh yeah, you can't make her pick.
So speaking of Dan,
Uh-oh.
no, we're not going to talk about Dan.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I just know that Carrie really likes Dan.
Well, it's okay.
I've known Dan before. Dan and I go way back.
Jägermeister girl days. That explains.
That explains why Dan
awful
has a
lot.
Jägermeister addiction.
Well, do you know Dan's friend JT?
Of course.
So JT and I were roommates.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, that's a fucking tangled web you weave there, Miss
Portland,
Dixon.
it's a small city.
My God.
It really is.
You know.
Okay, I'm done. I mean, you want to add anything, Carrie, to your debut on the old SteinClub
I like how you're like,
podcast?
I'm done talking.
Well, I mean, you
Want
know.
to hear a Deftone story?
Sure.
So I used
Ashley's a big Carrie's a big music fan. We share a lot of interest in the same kind of music, which is really fucking
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I didn't know
the
this.
first song I ever learned to play on the guitar, albeit terribly, was Skulls by the Misfits.
Oh, great.
3 chords, easy.
All you need is
That's
3
it.
chords.
That's it.
Yeah.
So tell us your Deftone story.
So with the concerts, we used to do meet and greets, like contest winners and radio winners, and we would do like an activation with a prize wheel and stuff during the shows.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
one time we had to
Is this the booty pass? The butt pass?
The ass pass.
Ass pass.
That was a Godsmack thing. But
Of course it was.
we had to get them, and they were playing WWF in their dressing room. And it's like trying to get them to come out to do a meet and greet. And
Yeah.
like shits, couches are overturned and things.
Oh, they were actually wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, no, you got to come out here. We got to do
Yeah.
this.
Well, that's what fucking rock and roll stars do. They fucking party.
Are they still, none of those bands are still touring, yeah? No?
Yes. I mean, I don't think it's all the original members.
Yeah.
Half are dead.
Wow. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Ew.
Was that the story? That was a great story.
That was.
I liked
I have
it.
another one, but I don't know if it's appropriate, especially because some of my coworkers are going to be listening.
Well, you make the decision. You're a grown-ass woman.
Yeah, you don't have to say it if you're not.
I'm Craftstis.
You're craftig. Craftig.
Craftig.
So you want to hear about the
I'm getting good use out of the fucking German word of the day.
We
I love
are
that.
craftig.
So I want to start a German punk band.
I already have one.
Chris
I
has
know
one.
you do, but I want one too.
Hammerschlagen.
Yeah, I want to call mine Mad King Ludwig,
Okay.
and I want to start a festival called the Winds of Change Festival, and I'm going to sing only songs by Kraftwerk, Nena, Rammstein,
I think you have something there.
I think that
Scorpions.
could work.
right?
I
could
can
work.
play the drums to that motherfucker.
Totally.
I got the band space right here. It never gets used because my bandmates suck.
Yeah, the other half of this podcast studio is a band room.
You can't see it, but if
I've
you
been-
know, you know.
If you know,
I've
you
been
know.
trying to learn all the words to 99 Red Balloons in German.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a national treasure over there, by the way.
Nina.
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 Yeah, she's very attractive.
No, I didn't
she's
know.
Like
See,
more than
look,
Hasselhoff.
Osterkrieger.
No, Hasselhoff is the king.
Yeah. He's not German, though.
No.
Yeah. But she is?
Yep.
Nina is? Yeah. Okay.
And she's aged very well.
Oh, she's still
sure.
alive.
Yeah.
I gotta check her out on the interwebs.
She's still alive. Let me check out this old lady. Okay, Chris.
2 goats, 1 cup.
So Mad King Ludwig will
no.
open for
That was pretty funny. 2 goats, 1 cup. That's pretty funny.
No. I'm
horrifying.
Yeah. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
2 guts, 1 cup? I'm pointing at the doppelbock for those that are just listening.
I finished mine.
So did I.
I'm gonna get fucking how's East.
Yeah, because it's
like 5 beer Carl yesterday at the Prost.
I'm pacing myself. I had a beer at lunch plus.
That's fine.
I'm proud of you, Carrie. I'm proud of
Carrie's
you.
supposed to go home tonight, but we're gonna try to talk her into staying. Because
tonight will be Mad King Ludwig's debut.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
We'll go to open mic night at the Ridge.
It's got to be open mic somewhere.
We can make it.
We'll make it somewhere.
I'm the boss. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Carrie, thank you for coming all the way down here
Yes,
to do this
thank you.
podcast with us. We really appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun learning about Bock's, the things I should have known already.
Well, now since we have Stark Beer Fest going on right now at
Yes.
Prost, you can talk about it in an educated fashion.
I'm already drunk, so I forgot everything. What did we talk about? What's going on?
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me, you guys.
Thanks,
This
Carrie.
was so much fun. Wow.
Thanks for bringing the beer.
Absolutely.
Better when I'm drunk.
See?
Oh, yeah.
Ashley's better when she's drunk.
I am better when I'm drunk.
So am I.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, we're going to close out episode 24.
24. 24.
Bock Talk with Carrie Dixon.